It's 2:00. Time for the Division 8 meeting. Who's got their badge on today? Cecil, you need a new badge?
He's hanging on the door of the train.
Oh, good. Good. They know who you are there. Good. No problem. We know you. Okay, I think we called the meeting to order. If you need to take a call, please step outside the library, and if you forgot to mute your phone, now would be a good time. As you notice on this slide, no back to basics today. That's because we got a double presentation, 2 for 1 today. And it is September 16th, and if you didn't know, hopefully you have that already marked on your calendar. We have some new members this month. Jason Acree, Miles Everly, is that how you say that?
Yes, sir.
He's not really new, but let's call a little attention to Miles here. Miles is David's grandson. He renewed his membership. He was a family member of David's previously. Now he's a student. And keep in mind for young people that students have a right to vote, whereas family members do not. And I think the membership fee is a little steeper for the student, but they do have a young person like Miles. It's a good opportunity, and he can vote in the contest. He can vote for officers. He can do everything as if he were a member, as a student member. And we have a re-rail. We're not sure where. We believe Lee moved from a different division, and then an actual real life new member, Thomas Jackson. Nobody is here today of these folks. Visitors. We have a visitor. Bruce. Bruce, our presenter, is here today. Bruce, nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Most know Bruce. And Barry and Robin, it's good to see you guys. We were hoping you'd be here, especially Fred, who is going to stand in for Barry. Russell, do you have any visitors?
No. Kind of light crowd today.
Okay, well, we just had somebody else join. Don't forget to sign in. I saw folks sign in. If you forgot to sign in, please sign in during the break. Minutes from the last meeting. Can we have a motion to read the minutes online from the last meeting? Thank you, Bob Johnson. Second?
Second.
All those in favor, Sam White?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving right along. Mike Barry with the treasurer's report.
Thanks, sir. Okay, for the past month to yesterday, on the expense side, we have our usual monthly. Any questions?
Just a quick comment. We have been getting free storage from Google for I don't know how long, 2 or 3, 4 years. So we've used up enough space now with our increased usage of the account that we needed to pay for storage. It's only $20 a year.
We're good there. Any comments, questions otherwise? Okay, that's all I have.
Moving along to committee reports then.
Approval.
Oh,
You got it.
Motion to approve the.
thank God Bob Dawson is here. My wingman. Thank you, Robin.
Bill seconded?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. All those in favor of approving Mike's report?
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Let me stay here.
Yes, member welfare.
And
Moving along here. For the member welfare, during the past month, we sent out 2 get well cards with gift cards included, as I mentioned in the financial report, to Rick Ware and John Helton, both of whom had multi-day hospital stays, both of whom are home now and doing better from what I understand. So, as always, if you hear of anybody having a hospital issue or, God forbid, a death in the family, please let me know, let one of the officers know, so we can at least recognize it. It'd be tough for people to get kind of forgotten. That would be very nice. So pass it along when you hear something, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Okay. It's time for the modeling contest and Barry.
Okay, so last month we started our 2022-2023. Oh no, what year is this?
2023, 2024, Barry.
That year.
Good question.
That year's model train contest. Anyways, we did start it last month, and I'm very grateful to Mark Norman for being here to officiate for that wonderful thing with the maintenance away equipment. It was a good showing there. So now we're doing photos. Photos are always popular category. We have prototype photos and then a separate contest for model photos. And we had 7 entries in each. So that was a good showing for each one of those. So we'll start with prototype and we'll do honorable mention. So we have Darcy Elliott, first time entry for this for Darcy, Diamond in the Rough. And then we had another honorable mention for Rick Geertz and Madison Railroad. And then our third was Kevin Jones, and his was the Rio Grande Southern number 20 at the Colorado Railroad Museum in Golden, Colorado. So for third place for prototype photos, we have Eric Wagoner, and it's the Southern number 630 consolidation on a fan trip there. And second place was Russ Weiss, and it's Boston and Albany doubleheader, a flashback from the past. And then finally, our first place was a tie. And we had 2. We had Mark Norman with Old Smoky, and we had Bob Frankroad with an aging cattle car. I don't know if it's the cattle that are aging or the car that's aging. They're all both aged beef, right? Aged beef. So we have some very detailed scoring rules. If you'd ever like to look at them, they're on the Vision 8 website. And click on monthly model contest and scroll down and click on scoring rules. And when we have a tie for first place, then we give each of those people 3 points for first place. And then we give the second place person 1 point. So that's how it'll happen this time. All right, let's keep moving. We've got model railroad photography. And for honorable mention, we got Rick Geertz. He went all the way out to Coney Island to take that picture right there. Yeah, I think that might have been on the summer picnic. That's a very nice picture. Al Goodman, metal freight train set. Have you guys ever seen the Metal Earth kits before?
Yeah.
Check them out. Woo! They are fun. And then Kevin Jones was a train on Jim Key's SN3 Red Mountain bike there. And then Mark Norman with the Sperry Railcar SRS number 124. All right, third place. Bob Frankroad again with a rusting boxcar. That looks totally realistic to me. It really does. It looks like a prototype photo. Russ Weiss also. L&N Helper. And then first place, Rick Maloney. Muddy River Boathouse. Yep. So really good photography. And also one thing I love is people gave lots of information about their photos, both model photos and the prototype ones. They gave a lot of information. So we're pointing to someone. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Rick's here so I can actually present your certificate. So I forgot about the certificates.
You rusty, Barry.
That is so true. I'm so glad there's more than one person doing all of this. So our photographer's right here. You and I know the drill, don't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you very much and congratulations. Hey, Rick. Okay, next one is steam locomotives. That's always a challenging category, so we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Weiss, talk to us about what's coming up.
Okay, thanks, Ron. And as Ron alluded to earlier, that we have a twofer today, and I want to thank Bruce, the mayor, for pushing back his presentation so we could have Barb Soward come in today, a very timely report since she and Fred were out at the National a couple of weeks ago. So we thought that while it was still fresh, that you'd like to hear her report. I think she has some real nice photos from the convention. And then our second part today will be Bruce McCohen, and thank Bruce for coming back. Always nice to have Bruce back to give his talks. And this was another timely one because you remember last week that we had Rob Bennett talk about transporting transformers, and one of the cars that he had was the new Class 1. Well, Bruce bought one of those and of course dolled it up with some goodies that he's going to show you later on today and how he did it. So both will be pretty interesting. So for next month, we have pardon me, Charlie Bogart giving a fun presentation. A milk can goes to market. Some of these, some of you might have seen Charlie give this a while ago. As far as I know, he has not given it to the Division 8 members, but you'll get to see it next month. So that, again, will be another fun presentation to see. And the ever so popular bull session is back next month also, and we haven't had one of these for a while, so they're always fun, very open, virtually only, and bring up any topic, prototype or model, but as long as it has to do with railroads. So it's always fun to get in on that. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to next month.
Russ forgot to mention that the bull session is hosted by Mark Hedge and yours truly.
Yes, there you
Something
go.
to look forward to. Mark and Ron. It's the Mark and Ron show. Can't wait. Okay, and just around the corner. Don't remind me. I love the train show, but it is some amount of work. And it's coming up on November 11th. We do have a sign-up sheet over. I saw several people over there on the clipboard signing up to volunteer to help with the train show. And just a reminder that the reason we have the train show is to raise money for all the things that we do. We don't get any money. We don't get any money from the NMRA. There's no dues from you all as members of Division 8. We make it by having conventions. If anybody wants to have a convention, welcome you to jump on and be a member of a committee, and we'll announce to the Mid-Central region that you're in charge of the next convention, or we can help out at the train show and make some money there. A much simpler process, if you ask me. So please come and help us as you can. And here's a timely subject. 2024 Division 8 elections are coming up, and next 2024 is an even numbered year. And all these positions are open up for election. Superintendent, it's an easy job, just a few things to do. Assistant superintendent, you basically just keep an eye on the superintendent. Fred, any work to that? And then clerk, unfortunately, Bob has had it up here being clerk. He's throwing in the towel, which is going to be a sad day to lose my wingman here. And
I'll just sit back there and yell at you.
yeah, he'll still be here to keep an eye on me. Somebody else will take over as clerk. And And Bob will help them keep an eye on me and the rest of the group and treasurer. And one trustee is up for election. As a reminder, trustees serve a 6-year term. And so every 2 years, one of the 3 trustees is up for election. This time it is Mr. Weiss.
It is? Oh, my goodness. All right. Great.
Start campaigning, Russ, if you want to keep your job. I think there's several people out there that want to take it.
They can have it.
Same.
I'll even bake a cake for them.
Okay. Russ will bribe you to take his job, apparently, and it's not a bad idea. Just saying. It's my responsibility as the superintendent to appoint a nominating committee for the election, which we've done. It's chaired by Stan White and assistance by Chris Broughton and Mark Norman. So thank you, Stan, Chris, and Mark for stepping up to take care of that. We will, of course, have a report from that committee at the January 2024 meeting as to folks that want to run for the various offices. And reminder of that if there are only one person running for each office, and by the way, the current slate of officers, except for Bob, have volunteered to serve another term, which is, of course, myself, Fred, and Mike as treasurer. As I said, Bob is sadly stepping down. But if there's only one person running for each office, we can have an election by acclamation, which will take place at the January 2024 meeting. And you folks as members will participate in the election by acclamation. If we have more than one people, then we'll have a balloted election. And at the January meeting, we'll appoint a teller and a judge to handle the ballots. And just a reminder that the officers will assume their new duties after the convention in North Coast Limited Convention in May of 2024. Contact the nominating committee if you're interested in any of these positions. You can always send an email to the division or contact those members of the committee separately. Again, Stan, Chris Broughton, and Mark Norman. Any questions on the election? Okay. Their positions are open. And with that, we'll take a 5-minute break. Fred's setting his clock, and we'll be back with Ms. Howard. I can hardly wait.